Hey guys, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. It is mid-autumn, and while it is too wet to harvest, it is not too wet to come out here and bale up some poplar. Put out our big bio baler, big T7, and we've been hard at work cutting and wrapping poplar stalks. Morning. Not really sure how many bales we've made so far, but it's been pretty steady. Only move through this stuff at about 4 miles an hour. Got her in low gear, hand throttle set, and well, we're just cutting across the field here. So often we are backing up and unloading. It is a marvel of technology. Takes a lot of horsepower to run. Tell you what it does, it is pretty impressive. Getting about 2 bales per pass. And this will probably take us the rest of the day. Give you a little status update on where we are with everything else. We are really just waiting for the crop to dry out, ground to dry up. Get out there and finish the corn harvest. Soybeans are ready. Even the late beans are now ready to come in. Last field of cotton is ready. Sugar beets are ready. Pretty much everything is ready now. Come in. All we need is the weather to cooperate with us. Once we have cooperative weather, going to be hitting it hard. Not so much that we risk not having the days to harvest, more or less to get the fields ready for spring. We're lucky enough to have a decent break in the weather yesterday. Able to get these 2 cotton fields down by the cow farm sowed in wheat for next year. That's a good thing. Follow up with the other cotton fields in wheat once the ground is good and dry, and once we get all of the crops in. At this point our focus is 100% getting those crops in. Let's see how many bales we've got here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. This makes about 20. I remember the count exactly of what we got off this a few years ago when we baled up the poplar, but I think it was right around 100 bales. See this taking most of our day, as I said, but we will be keeping an eye on the weather. Probably around midday, we'll get out and just check the crops and see. Got both Daryl's on standby. Daryl, if the cotton is good enough to pick, going to be jumping into John Deere and heading out there and getting started on that field. And if corn is dry enough, the other Daryl is going to be hitting corn again. We didn't quite get all of one field done the other day. Got too dark. We need a lot of room with this bio baler to get it turned around. Also takes a fair bit of horsepower, like I said. This works is we just line up poplar. I swung the baler around. And it's offset enough. I'll be getting the poplar right beside us. And when we get full, we just kick it a little bit. Do some side. Flip the unload switch. And drive forward. Pretty easy day overall. Alright, well, I'm going to put this down and get to work and see how many of these bales we can get hammered out. Then around noon we're going to check and see if we can get back out in the field or not. And if we think we'll be able to get back out there in the field today. Or if today is basically just bale up poplar day. Could be just bale up poplar day. Have to wait and see. I'll bring you back if we have any kind of developments. Guys, I thought I'd bring you back. It is right around noon, afternoon. We get to the end of this pass, and I'm going to go over there and just check the corn. Run across the street and check the soybeans. What we're looking for is we're looking for the crop to be around 20% or less. Over 20%, we're just not going to be able to adequately dry it once we harvest it. But it seems like if we can do it at 20% or less moisture, put it in the bins, dryers will be able to get it dried down further where we need it to be, keep it, store it, and sell it. Leave our tractor idle in there. Corn a little bit. Enough. Testing instrument out. Sitting at 27% crop moisture. So, not quite ready. Still a bit too moist. Across the street here and check this one. Walk out here. Doesn't sound very dry. It sounds a little wet. Oh, 27% on our beans also. Giant field of beans. Alright, well, it's still a bit too wet. We'll check back around 3 o'clock. See how it is. If we get started late this afternoon. Sprint across the street there. You never know. Going out the way I needed it. Not doing too terrible bad. We made a decent cut on the field so far. Nice thing is it's just going to get narrower further up we go. An interesting system. The way it works is the tractor is hooked up PTO to the baler, but the PTO shaft on the hitch under the baler actually runs a hydraulic pump, and it basically pressurizes fluid, runs back the tongue, and then transfers that energy basically back into a gearboxes and drives 2 PTO shafts. Yeah. What it allows us to do is it allows us to really make some tight corners. Turn this thing almost 90 degrees or more. Don't have to worry about a PTO knuckle broken off. Well, I'll put this camera down and on keeping it on. Well, guys, I thought I'd bring you back for an update. It is about 20 after 3 in the afternoon, and we are steadily making progress on our field here. Got plenty of bales off here to our left. Not a lot of field left. Start getting narrow pretty quick. I'm going to go check the corn and the beans again. Looking at how the crop poplar is coming into the baler here, I've got a feeling pretty darn close. check it, but I think we'll be telling Daryl, and Daryl, gonna need to start warming up the harvesters. Of course, they need to really check own fields just in case we have some that are a little more damp than others. Better swing around before I go and forget. Few rows. Back. Good. Sample. Oh. 20%. Right there on the fringe. I think by the time Daryl gets everything ready, probably be going on 4 o'clock, and probably be good to go at that point. Pick the beans. Kind of wet sounding over here for sure. %, also, so yeah. I have to ask Daryl to just validate the cotton's good. Goes and starts getting into that. Wet cotton will gum up the machine. Let me go ahead and get in the tractor here. That's where I got my phone. Daryl and Daryl call. Maybe we can get this stuff party started around 4 o'clock over on the cotton field and the cornfield over here. Well, it's getting kind of dark, and just wanted to bring you back and give you a little bit of an update. Daryl and Daryl were indeed able to get started back harvesting around 4 o'clock. Able to get about 2.5 hours in so far. Daryl finished up the one field of corn that he had left over from the other day, and now he's working on the last field of shell corn here behind us, and the other brother Daryl is over working on the last cotton field, getting it ready to getting it brought in so we can get it flipped for wheat. There we go. Hard time getting the baler flipped around. You can see Daryl over there on the John Deere harvester. I think the corn will probably be the last crop that it harvests this year. I'm going to bring the big Lexions out, soybeans. I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to finish this field today or not. In the field all day. does take a long time to bale this poplar up. We are getting down towards the end. On the short side of the field, sure. And sometime before now and into winter, when we pick these bales up off this field, don't really have to worry too much about the poplar starting to grow back. At this point, it's going to be dormant spring more than likely. Alright, well, I won't keep you guys too much longer. I want to say thanks for coming out and joining us today as we bale up this little poplar field. Hey, I don't know, gosh. How many bales? Bale counter on this thing seems to have stopped working. Hey, we got a whole heap load of bales. Tomorrow will probably be building corn, building cotton, and we might be able to get started in our sugar beets tomorrow afternoon. Tune in next time for that. Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.